Hey, how you doing, guys? Gavin here from Hologram Productions, and I'm going to attempt to make a track from start to finish, inspired by mostly, but I do want to make some form of deep melodic house, which is very, very deep in frequencies, but also punchy and epic at the same time. And one of the things that I'm going to be utilizing in order to make this cheeky plug is I'm going to be utilizing an awful lot of things from the Deep Melodic House sample pack, which is available, link in the description, or at least I assume it will be by the time I finish recording this video, where you have access to an awful lot of drum loops, bass loops, effects, and various things like that. I'll just show you what some of these things sound like. Things which are bleeding with grind and atmosphere. A lot of nice atmosphere loops to put in the background. A couple of bass one hits, which are good for bass drops. And then I got loads of nice kicks here, which are nice and deep and subby. Lots of nice individual percussion hits, which are quite atmospheric. A nice atmospheric drum loops, reverb, and got those kind of deep metallic sounds. Yeah, so essentially I'm going to be coming to this for a number of different things. Also, there's some instruments here. I've got a bass in there, I've got a few plucks, and I've got a few drum atmos groups, which I will put onto some sounds in order to make things sound pretty decent. Now, where to start is I'm going to start by first of all, deciding on my BPM. I think I'm going to go for 124 BPM. And then I want to go... my format is usually to have like a bass group, a drums group, a pad group, and a lead group. And everything is there ready for me to start. So let's start by looping the first... maybe the first 8 bars. So grab this, right-click, insert MIDI clip, right-click quarter notes, and go to C3 and double-click, and then Command D, Command D, Command D, hold down Command D, just so that the MIDI placement is ready for the kick. Let's mute this. Let's go Command L to loop that, and then let's find a nice kick, something which is deep enough. I quite like let's go for that last one here. Oof, line it up. Just turn the volume up. What I want to do is I want to get the drums going right from the very beginning. So take the kick, Command D, duplicate it, immediately call this at 4/4. Take the MIDI, right click, go to 8ths, Command A, highlight everything, push everything to the right. And now we need a nice hat, which I'm probably going to make out of a shaker. So let me find a shaker. I think there's one really nice sandy one. I think it's quite good. Cut off the super highs there. Cut off the lows. I feel as if this could be brighter, so in order to make this brighter, I'm going to put on a vocoder. And another EQ. Okay, duplicate that again and go here. And I think I want some sort of like atmospheric rim for the snare. So delete all of these and then highlight that, Command D. So what am I going to utilize for the snare? I'm not going to always use the Deep Melodic pack. I think there's a snare which is in there somewhere, but I have also named it here, rim. Maybe use this. Okay, so... I might remove the tail actually. Make it nice and slow. Maybe put the depth down. An EQ here. Maybe make it a little bit brighter. Gonna get this ready with G-clip. G-clip doesn't work on Ableton 12. For Ableton 12 you can use K-clip. It's the same thing, but I just find this quicker just to take the highs out of it. The sound is pretty much exactly the same, except it gives you more headroom. Yeah, I think I vibe to that. Let's mute those, and I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to create a tom. So the first thing is I want to make sure that the toms are only on the off beat, so let me go to 16ths. What am I going to use for tom? I think I'd like to be a bit more creative. I'm not going to use a kick. I'm going to try to find something from an existing track. Let me try find something from, let's say, an Unity track. Something that has some nice toms to it at the beginning, some nice textures. Oh, let's give that a go. Let me just drag this in here and go to slice mode. So let me play around with that. Maybe move these up a bit. Let's first of all roll these off. Okay, so I want to warp this and make you short the samples a bit. Let's keep playing around. Do I like this sound? Should I do. Maybe that'll work. So let's actually do a double length of this and then play around. What's that going to sound like in my audition? Something shorter. Quite cool. Yeah, I think I can vibe to that. In terms of the hat, I think I want another hat. Let's say, for example, just a textured hat, like a knife hat, because I do like to sample using knife sound effects. So, sample. Wait for the whole sample to load. I'm actually not going to use the vocoder for this. Okay, let's move that around a bit. moving until I find a sound that I quite like. Maybe make it a bit softer, add some fade to it. I want the sound to be a little bit darker. It's a bit piercing. I wonder, can I go with that? Maybe put a reverb on it, perhaps? No. Oh. Yeah, let's make it darker though. And again, I don't, because I want the sound to be dark, so I'm going to roll off the highs. And again, let me limit the sound. Random pan, so there's a little bit of movement. Yeah, maybe more release on this. I think maybe. Okay, so already we got a lot of atmosphere. What are we going to need now? Oh yeah, we're going to need other aspects to our drums. Let me turn off the toms. Now we need some secondary drums. For this, let's go to the melodic pack and see what we got. Not Black Octopus. Excusez-moi. Do I like that? Maybe not. I mean, I do like it, but I just don't want to use it in this track. I quite like this, actually. Ooh, it's quite good. Oof. EQ. I'm going to try something with the snare here. Bring it a bit earlier. I quite like that. That's quite nice. I'm going to add more Atmos, so I'll group these two. I'll call these textures. Call this text 1. This one is going to be text 2. So I'm going to find another knife loop. Basically how I created this in the first place. Okay, so we go here to the knife sharpening bit. Okay, so maybe if I grab this a little bit here, drag this in here. And let's try to make this loop a bit shorter. that here, put that here. Start chopping it around. So Command J. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take this sample, quantize it to 16ths, go to shorten the beats. And now I'm going to add some atmosphere onto this. So let me go to the Deep Melodic pack, instruments, and go to Drum Atmos 1. Now what this is doing is that the first thing it's doing is that it's running it through a grain delay, which will help pitch it down. It's facilitating the groove. It's also running through a bit of reverb. It's heavily sidechaining it using LFO tool. If you don't have this, you can substitute it for Duck Buddy. It's or whatever LFO plugin you got. Getting ready to sidechain it to the kick. Probably not necessary because of the LFO tool, but let's do it anyway. Limiting it hard, making sure that the volume is uniform. And what I'll do is I'm going to Command J, and I will have this loop rotate irregularly, so therefore there's a sense of movement. Oh, excuse me, duplicate that again. I might take the highs out of this. See, lovely textured drums. Yeah, I am liking where this is going so far. Now I want some bass. Bassy, bassy, bass, bass, bass. Where will we get a bass? Let's go to the bass. I'm going to have two basses. I think I'm going to have a saw pluck bass. Here we go, stab bass. Okay, this is a bass which I have made all by myself. It's like a square-based bass. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that the bass is dancing in and around the drums. So I'm going to just turn these off just for... Turn this off just... because I want the bass to dance around the main kick and drums. So the first thing I'll do is I will go into the bass and I will create a MIDI. Insert. It's not going to be a rolling bass. I just have to make sure. I have to make sure that it doesn't hit at the same time as the tom. So in order to know for sure that that's going to happen, I'm going to take all of these, copy them, and paste them in here. This is just a reference for what I'm not allowed to use. Okay, so just making sure that they're on the same level. And I'm not going to have it hitting at the same time as the kick, so let's make sure that there is a MIDI ready for the kick. Okay, so now mute all those. That means I can't have a bass that hits at the same time. So straight away that's no. Do so do 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 do. Okay, I think actually that's I'm gonna do like an offbeat pattern a bit like that. So let's see if that works as it is. I'll make this a bit longer. Oh, it's dancing around it nimbly so far. Making sure that's short so it doesn't go into there. Okay. There's a pluck there, so I can't put that in there. Make sure that these are longer. We could put one in here, but maybe up an octave. This one up again. Okay, I'm going to pull the filter down. Okay, this is nice and thick, and it's also in mono in the low end, so it should work out nicely. Let's sidechain it to the kick, but because the decay time is so short, we shouldn't be having a serious problem. Okay, so now that's really, really nice and groovy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I'll call this, I'll group this, I'll call it bass, I'll call it sub stab, and I'm going to create another one, which is going to be like a respace, and I'm going to use my high respace for this. Got glide on it, so I can play it up and down. Oh, I like that. Is there sub coming through? Okay, so the Q3 is just controlling the worst of the bass. So let me go to the EQ here. Oof, yeah, I don't want that coming through. Ooh, I like this. So I'm inspired, so I'm gonna play this in 1, 2, 3, 4. Yummy. I like that. Now let me go and fix. Actually, let me just delete this. Oh, this bass is so powerful because there's so much drive on it. It might even need a bit more control than I initially gave it. Let me put a multi-band dynamics here. Let's just slightly compress that. Gliding into each other. Turn up the glide a little bit. Yeah, it's in mono as well. Okay, I can hear a lead now coming in. So let me go and create a lead using bitty deep melodic high saw pluck. Okay, saw pluck. Now this is utilizing Serum, this sound. Again, let's keep it in saw. was good. Let me quantize, but not entirely. Actually, no, I'll do it entirely. Let's avoid any swing. Maybe I'll put that in after. And I'm going to do another one, like a square pluck of sorts. Let me go to... Let me play around. Okay, so I'm sort of responding to the rhythm. I can hear. So let me improvise a bit. Ooh. Yes. There we go. Done. Okay, I've made a decision. That's it. I love it. It's fucking brilliant. So let's quantize that. Okay, so I'm already hearing, okay, so this is probably the basic idea here. So let's grab this out here and let's think of an alternative version of this with a bit of movement, because I can hear bass movement coming in. Maybe ascending, descending. Let me see. Let me take off the kick for now. I can hear three. I can hear do. That's a do, 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 do. Yes. Yesity to the yes. Okay, so now, better just, let's remove the drums for now, just because they're a bit of a distraction. Make sure these notes are fine. Maybe go further down, maybe? This is getting groovy as hell. Needs to be some sort of pad. I would say some sort of atmospheric pad definitely underneath. Not a mass because there's a lot of reverb on these sounds. So paddy, pad. Yes, I got to moody pad. I don't need two of them, so let's just use pad 1. Let's delete this. Include this. Okay, so this pad is constructed of a saw, shimmer, and a bit of square. Multiband, reverb, a lot of compression. And I've cut off a lot of the mids because there's going to be a lot of mids. I need a lot of space in the mids for the pad, for the leads. I'm going to do... Whilst I'm recording, I'm gonna C minor chord. Basically playing around with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So let's record. Okay, so now let's the MIDI's in. Let's heavily sidechain to the kick. I'm just gonna group everything together that's not the kick or the tom, so group these together. My head is definitely bobbing. Okay, let me think of an idea for like an even bigger section. So take all of this, put it over here, because I can hear that we can probably do another secondary ARP. So let me, using an arpeggiator, I think. So I think I might have skipped the whole section there when I paused to go for T. So I'm not quite sure where we left off. So what I was doing was I was going to try to create an arpeggio using the lead, and then I just drew in the following MIDI, the following chords: C, D sharp, G, C, D sharp, G normal, C, D sharp. And then you put an arpeggiator in, into 16ths, and 2 steps up. Like it. Yes, I like it. Now I can already hear a drop. There's a drop coming in my brain. I need a drop. So let me go here, and there's going to be a drop. Descending bass. I think that we're not going to use the substabs for this. We're going to use the respace. And let's try to remove the drums for this bit. Maybe the drums will come back. We'll see. And for this bit, the frequency. I suppose what we might do with this actually is I might well, let me just attach these two, and I'm going to have the normally I'm going to have it here. Let's go to macro 8, and I'm going to create a base cut off and a base cut on in the macro. So the macro the maximum will be 120 and the minimum will be 10. That means is rename base on off. Oh yes, I can hear what's going to happen. The bass is going to descend. Yes, it will. So right there, I can hear it going. Yep, that's good. I can already hear the drop coming. Build up. This one, I think maybe this one slowly bend out. Yes, I can feel the drop coming. And maybe this will increase. We need a snare roll at this point. Snare roll, snare roll, snare roll, snare roll. So let me just create an audio here called FX for FX. I shall group FX snare roll. I do have a couple of sweeps that we can use. Snare roll and sweep. Snare roll, big long one. Let's go to the MIDI pack. And FX sweep, spleep, snare roll, wet. Okay, I got a big long one here, 32 bars long. Should go, I would say, here. Maybe. Drums aren't on. Oof. Okay, so we've got something good here. So then here, we need to go back to the stabby bass. Oh yeah, I think we're also going to need reverb, so let me put in a return. And for reverb, we're going to need supermassive. Medium vocal. I'm not going to use a delay. I'm going to use EQ compressor. Also, what I might do is I might put some glue heavy. Very heavily sidechained to the kick. Put the command. Okay, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. There we go. Here. Oh my fucking Christ! Command X. Command V, Command V. Okay, now at this point, again, the bass needs to be cut off again. In fact, actually, yeah. Oh, I think that might increase the drive here as well. I think it needs a bit more booty. And I'm going to record in the line for the filter, so. Ooh! That MIDI's wrong. That MIDI shouldn't be there. That should be... pushing it an awful lot, but I intend to pull this back. So Command J. So I think at this point, maybe the... like that. That was an accident. Pulling down on that. Let me just do that. Maybe I'll only do it the once. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself now. The only time when I want the bass to come through will be in like the breakdown section. Other than that, I want to start working on the drums now. Okay, so going in my mix down audio effects rack. Although this is missing a couple of things because I've revamped this since. I don't really use fancy plugins, to be honest with you. I just do a little with a lot. One more time. EQ. Make sure nothing. I'm just going to gently control a few things here. I'm also going to very, very gently glue all of the drums that are not the kick. It's a very, very slow glue. Hold the threshold back. Soft clip. You notice it's doing very, very little. The idea with compressors is that each one that you do should do very little. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the major drum. Very happy with how groovy this is. Yeah, I think that maybe the snare could be brought down a little bit because we also have another snare. I mean, I believe it's the same sample I used, except maybe transposed slightly differently. So that thing needed to come down a bit. So I'm just going to be focusing on so EQ. What do I need to work on? Maybe it's bring this one down a bit. Any particular frequency areas which are pushing too far above 0. I mean, you can get as high as maybe maybe 3 before it starts to get really, really muddy. Any areas where it's going above 3, I'm just going to bring it down a tad. This is before I run it through compressors, that is. Do I need to boost the bass? No, the bass is already pretty high. Nice and subby, really deep. Anything else? There's a little mountain of frequency right here. Kind of bring down. And then gentle boost up top. Do I need to bring anything else down here? There's not a lot of frequency build up in the 200, 300 area that's that bothersome, largely because I think I used the EQ in an appropriate manner beforehand, so I shouldn't need to do too much, but I'll just do a touch. Ooh. Spotted something there. Let me... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now the glue. Attack 3, release 8, rate 4. This is essentially to compress the bass. So when you pull the threshold down until you get to like minus 1.5 dB. You know, every compressor that you use, you should use multiple compressors to do multiple different jobs, all of which are just taking a tiny, tiny, tiny amount out of the stuff. Let me say that in better English. Each glue compressor that you use should be doing a tiny amount. You should be getting a small amount of gain reduction, and what you lose, you have to gain back. That's too much. Put the threshold forward. I should be looking for about 1.5, which is nice and conservative, and yet it's constructive enough to be worth it. 1.5. So let me gain most of that back, maybe 1.4. You'll barely notice the difference. You're not supposed to. It's supposed to be subtle. You'll only notice when I do the A-B comparison on the overall group. The next one is super fast release, super fast ratio. This is to compress the highs. Soft clip. That's acting too hard. That looks like it's compressing maybe 3 dBs. I want 1.5, so limit the range. That's about 1.5. So let's add back most of that, 1.4 something. Yep, drums are getting a bit spanky. I'm not going to just do my preset, I think I'll explain. Multiband dynamics. A gentle ratio 1.111 to compress the bass. 1.112 will do. Minus 1.4 is too much gain reduction, so let me bring the threshold back up. 1.2 is fine. So what I'm losing, I'm gaining. I'll just make the bass sound a bit more rounded, I suppose. Cool. 1.123, a slightly stronger ratio on the mids. I should be looking to get no more than minus 3 gain reduction. Any more than that, you're going to dry out the signal and you're going to make it sound over-compressed. 3.1, 3.7, way too much. There's going to be a lot because there's that woody knock snare, which is quite peaky. 3, that's too much. Maybe 2.7, 2.9. It obviously needs a lot because of that planky snare. Okay, maybe just 2.8. And I'm going to gain not all of it back. Maybe the average between the highest and the lowest gain reduction. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's good enough now. The most astringent ratio, 1.13 something on the highs. I should be getting minus 3 gain reduction here on the highs. Yeah, so let me add back maybe 2.8. Cool. Now the saturator, shave, -1 +2. Nothing too scientific. It just gives the top end a bit of a shave. And this is the point where the G clip is useful. Let me take a look at the waveform. I want that to be flattened out. I'm basically doing a mastering job on the drums, so therefore you could play this track out exactly as is, as if the drums were the only bit of the track. Pull that down and then put up the gain. I'm going to use another G-clip purely in order to analyze the waveform. If you don't have G-clip, you can saturate into a limiter and then re-record to another audio line in order to analyze the waveform. Nice and solid. So now delete it. I'm going to use that as a reference. I'm now going to use this EQ in order to make sure that there's no unnecessary stereo on the low end. And there we go, rock solid drums. Basically mastered drums. Let me level this up against our bass. So all I'm listening to now will be the bass and the drums. Okay, so the bass should be approximately 3 dB lower than the drums. Let me just bring the drums down a tad. Reverb. There's a bit of atmosphere. Sidechained heavily. Again, gotta be careful of the mid frequencies. Let's actually take a look at the bass together. clip in order to bring the bass together. For me, production, mixdown, and almost mastering are not like separate things. I tend to do all at the same time. So I'm just looking at the balance of the frequencies. I want the sub to be higher. And I want the mids to be more controlled. But I'm not going to do too much because I can also just control this on the individual instruments with EQ and whatnot. Actually, I'll do the G-clip after. Monitoring the stereo field. You don't need too much stereo in the mids. You only really need stereo width from about maybe 800 above. You don't need too much stereo width in the mids. Let's keep this deep to begin with. Let me have a go on an arrangement then. I'm not going to utilize this as a reference anymore. I'm just going to utilize my own fucking brain, I suppose. So, let's create a silence which is 32 bars long. Start with the drums. The snare is not going to come in for a while. I already have like this texture loop, which is the one I created. And to be honest with you, I don't want to hear that snare from the beginning, and I will keep this loop, but just for the purposes of the beginning, I'm going to use the magic of cutting and chopping to remove the snare from those loops. Frankly, I'm just going to have this as intro drums. put on Atmos 2. Now the kick, I don't think should come in until, I mean, or at least I say the full force of the kick. So let me go to the EQ. I feel that there could be another texture possible. Texture 3. That should be texture 2. And then texture 4. There's another knife sharpening sample. So let's go and find one. Okay. So take that and quantize. I'd like there to be a bit more filter movement on this, so let me put an auto filter like here, widen it, so there's a certain amount of movement on the sample, left to right. Okay. And then let's bring it down a little bit more, allow it a little bit more through. And then from this point on, everything is through. Oh, I want the pad as well from the beginning, but just the depth of the pad. Command J, click loop. But this is I think actually when everything else comes in, this should probably disappear. So just before that, allow some of the mids to come through. maybe this could slowly come up right from the very beginning using the filter. So there's a sense of movement, a sense of escalation. Okay, so I think that maybe this coming very, very gradually too. Okay. Okay, so let's create another silence of 32 bars. So that bit there. Let's copy and paste that. That square is definitely not coming yet. In terms of this square loop, oh yeah, the arpeggiator only comes in whenever that thing happens there, towards the second half. Other than that, let me go Command J. I'm going to loop it on an uneven time. So therefore, what is sustained the whole way to the track. So therefore, there's building tension. I'm wondering, do I have the gated audio effects return gated reverb? Okay, so create a return and a gated reverb. Yes. Okay, so I run something into a reverb and then I go and put it into autopan. The problem is you need to actually work on the timing. For some reason this is usually out of time. I mean, this is sounding pretty good so far. Very atmospheric. Speaking right before I will reverse those. And Although I'd also quite like reverse kick, so I'm gonna call this rev kick solo resample record zoom. Okay, so now we've got the content with which we can make a reverse kick. Let's put that in here. Let's reverse it. Let's make sure. And also show an automation, making sure that it's at that point. Yeah, I don't want it to go all the way, just for the sub. Let's go. Oh, it's a nice way into it. Another thing that I want to do is reverse snare as well. Okay. Right, let's create an audio. Reverse snare. Let's put in reverb temporarily. And resample just one of these. Command J. I'm going to temporarily deactivate most of this just so that we can only record in one. Okay, I think that should do. Let's reactivate that. Go to the sampler here. Let's get rid of the reverb. I was just using that to record the following. Okay, so I want this to be right on point, but maybe slightly forward. I probably should have put this into my sample pack, come to think of it, but I didn't. But now you know how to make your own. So, yeah, screw you. You get all the talent and the skills to forget just the pack itself. So, Command J, Command Duplicate, and Command Reverse. Lovely and atmospheric. Yes, 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 yes. Me likey, likey. I have to start from the start now. I should call this something. Save it. My desktop. Hologram Productions Deep Melodic House Track on No Name. Let's call it fucking No Name. Maybe you guys can come up with a good, appropriate, like, I don't know, Green Knights or something. Maybe I should actually pull a Joseph Ray and actually just have it be starting off quite atmospheric. What reverb would work, which is kind of granulated reverb. No, I don't like this reverb very much. Just a standard one. It is quite good for sound design, Joseph Ray style sound. Gradually bring them up. Okay. I think this could come in from earlier. Oh no, we need more time. Definitely need more time. So create another silence of 16 bars. Okay, I think that there was a reverse. Maybe start to bring in. And here we go. Okay, cool. Rev, snare. Oh yeah, here we go. I think that the reverse kick X belongs in the effects. The reverse snare also. And X also belongs in the effect. Sounds good. Kick. I'm gonna add more effects onto this, I think. Let me go to pan. Let me go to EQ. Actually, I'll put the thing right here. Which is Nice effect this. Just put that up and then slowly diminish that. Maybe boost the highs a bit. And also maybe Control X, so therefore that is a little bit quieter. And maybe there's just a little bite off here. And then this is loud. Okay. I don't want all the bass in yet. So therefore, you get a blast of sub right at this point. Oh, I actually want the kick. Oh, did it? I can feel like there's some stuff you can do with the kick. Okay, and again, let's put this right here. And now we're into the track. I think maybe so now we need movement here, so I'm just going to record in a few changes and an automation in some of the sounds. Pull it down a bit. I may need to pull the bass out of this as well. Let's do a flare. Pulling up the frequency, pushing up the frequency as well. So definitely let's do a breakdown here. Silence probably 16 bars, and then that is the point at which this comes in. We're going to keep to this form. A couple of other things. I'm also going to start recording with the playing around with the frequency here. Thing is, I want this to go deep again, even deeper. I keep my finger on the record button. This is how you get energy into your arrangement. You need to just record things. So every now and then I'm going to do a swell. Not too much at this point. Keep it nice and deep. This video. Oh, we're 90 minutes in. Can I finish it in 2 hours? I doubt it. I'll give it a go. Now let's play around with the frequency here, only in the second half. Next thing I want to play around with will be the pluck. Make it sound more alive. Oh, okay. So this is probably a good point to bring this in gradually. So it's Command J, loop. And I think that will bring that down. Maybe start in the distance with reverb. Decay. And then get more specific. This is going to make sure that the dynamic range is okay on the bass. Okay, good. And now the sweep is coming. Where is the sweep? Sweepy poos. So let's make this brighter. Where is the breakdown going on? Okay, I actually think that we can get rid of this time, delete time, and then in the breakdown section it's going to go to I'd say loop. go back. Command J, Command Loop. Okay, so let's do a washout of the... Oh no, I'm gonna actually need silence for another 13 to 21, that's another 8 bars. It's another 8 bars of that because we're gonna have a long breakdown. And this is gonna keep going. What's gonna happen is that we are going to gradually super massive the fuck out of these drums as we pull focus. What the hell am I talking about? As we put the drums into the distance. I need to be more correct. I think we need to turn this off for the breakdown. Because there's a lot of bass being cut off with this. I'm doing another sweep. Or do another I think the F fucks should go somewhere else. And just to keep organized, let's color them Summit Else. Have a bright orange. And everything in there should be orange. definitely need more grind out of that bass. Parameters here are actually quite delicate. So I feel like we're getting close. EQ. Utility, perhaps louder. Gonna get a bit of a washout at this point. And then just for that last measure, that last half measure, we can pull back. Questions too much. This is getting exciting. Leaving place. It is getting exciting. It is getting big. It's getting deep, and I am like. I am very likey. So I'll pause for a second, actually. Just needed a quick breather. It's getting pretty intense. I think what I need to do is I'm almost done. Just that last. And then right there, I'll probably put a reverse kick right where it's looped. Where is the reverse kick? Sample. Here we go. There. Wouldn't have the amount the whole way up. You have to loop the gosh darn thing. Now, for the end bit, because it's so goddamn busy, I'm thinking that maybe we should just... Okay, highlight, delete. bit. Last bit is back to the original pattern. Maybe don't need this until the very end. Is there a filter problem on there? Yeah, it looks like it. Oh dearie me. Show automation, new line. Re-enable automation, but then... Okay, I'm thinking that the track is pretty... It's almost done. I may very well want to go back and tweak certain bits, you know, for the kick or the dropper energy, but I'm thinking it's ready to start mastering now. Well, let's get the loudest bit. Okay, so I think everything is leveled out fine, so let's bring the general volume down of everything by highlighting everything and then just going boop, 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 make sure we've got suitable headroom. Let me go to G clip. That looks like just generically about enough headroom. Okay, so what am I going to need? I am going to need some fab filters. I'm going to need a fab filter Q plus 3. Fab filter multiband dynamics. Fab filter Saturn. Another EQ. And limiter. And then finally, one more EQ8, and then just a generic limiter right at the end. So let's group all these together, and let's do them 1Es by 1Es. Let's turn them all off except for Q plus 3. This is a very, very basic mastering service. And what will happen is I'll have to play this track out on a PA system to hear the areas that I think are working, and then maybe what will happen is I end up going back into the studio and then fixing things. A bit more brightness. Bass. Let's hold on here. Down a bit, but not too much. Things that didn't get passed over, including for some reason the reverse snare isn't in there. Why isn't that there? I went through all that effort to make it. Look, whatever. I think what I'll do is I'll just do it again. Command J. Take all these, mute except for this one. And audio, reverb. Oh yeah, there's a sidechain on it, but I don't think that's going to matter. The sample is going to be really short. Okay, next. but that's not what I was going for. I was oh. Okay, so now that I got that, it is next Command V, Command J, in case I want to put it in other places. More brightness out of this. Perhaps. Snare as well. Okay. Not too bad. What time have I got? Ah, should have gone over 2 hours. Ah! It still says 2 hours. Okay, let's bounce. Okay, just one quick look at the master. Turn off all the audio effects. So this is essentially the final track. Biggie, biggie, biggie. Blimey. That can improve. But it's an explosive bangy banger, and I'm very, very happy with it. And yeah, essentially, I would say that the majority of the sounds were created using the Hologram Productions Deep Melodic House sample pack, which is available for purchase on the website. All you need to do is just go to the link in the description and then you can get the sample pack. I will also make this project file available along with the finished track on my website. I hope you learned an awful lot from this, and I hope that you go and take inspiration from this to go and make your own tracks, which are even bigger and even more explosive. And if you do so, send it to me because I want to listen to it and I will consider playing it out. So bye diddly-eye for now.